Today we're talking fully flocked mallards or fully flocked decoys in general. These are the Final Approach live fully flocked mallards. I've been using these for, I believe, 2 years at this point I've had them. They come out on special occasions, but today we're gonna kind of do a little review on these mallards in themselves and also talk a little bit more about fully flocks, how I like to use them, when I like to use them, and things of that nature. So if you guys are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like to watch any waterfowl hunts or waterfowl education content. This is the place to be. Make sure to leave me a thumbs up. It helps out quite a bit with getting these videos out to a bunch of new hunters and helping educate everybody about how to hunt ducks. Also, one more thing I do want to mention is if you guys are looking to help support this channel, you can go down in the description. There's affiliate links, so either Rogers or Final Approach. If you guys are looking to pick up some new gear, whether it be decoy bags or new decoys or whatever, and you want to help support me with what I do over here, go ahead and just go through that link and it'll give me credit for that sale. Fully flocks, they look really good. As you guys can tell, that flocking, it really dampens any kind of shine on that decoy. I think it adds a little bit of realism to that decoy in and of itself, to where, you know, it just looks like there's actual feather detail. It gives that kind of fuzzy, natural looking appearance as opposed to just a plastic painted decoy. So when do I like to use fully flocked mallards or fully flocked decoys in general? I like floaters that are fully flocked. I've had full bodies in the past that are fully flocked. Personally, I didn't care for them. They got muddy. It was hard to clean them off. And for a full body decoy, you need something that can get a little bit muddy, since fields do tend to get wet. They can get muddy. I mean, these floaters can definitely get muddy if you're not careful with them. But I like fully flocked mallards when things get tough. When I'm trying to outsmart these birds that have been hunted for a while, maybe they're stale, they've been around a long time, or late in the season, they've seen a bunch of different things. That's when you want to break out these, because it gives you that competitive edge that'll set your decoy spread apart from that person that's hunting next to you on public, or kind of give the birds something different that they haven't seen before, and it just ups that level of realism. Perfect situations to use fully flocked mallards is on rainy days. This flocking, it cuts down on that shine. So if you're worried about shine on your decoys and you're hunting in rain, maybe you're in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Washington area where you get a lot of those rainy day hunts, fully flocks are the way to go. They're gonna just look more real for those conditions. Other times I like using the fully flocks is if I'm hunting in ice, if there's like a small ice hole in a marsh or on a pond, you know, you're not trying to fill up a whole big piece of water, you're only hunting a tiny little chunk. That's when I like to break these out, because I'm trying to make it look natural. Because generally speaking, in my experience, when I've looked at smaller little ice holes in maybe a public marsh or on a pond, sometimes they can get stacked up with ducks, but most of the time I feel like there's maybe only a couple dozen ducks using that small little hole in the ice, and then they just kind of trickle and trade back and forth. So being able to kind of match that spread with something super realistic is the way to go. You can definitely use fully flocks year round, but I like to keep my fully flocks looking really nice, so I only use them when I really need to. They're a bit pricey, pricier than your general painted decoy, but in the end, if you are looking to have that one secret trick up your sleeve where things are tough, you want to look better for those ducks that have seen a bunch of different spreads, or things are just getting tough, birds are stale, and you're just needing to give them that extra confidence to come that extra 15 to 20 yards to get a shootable shot. That's when fully flocks are a great option. So these are the live fully flocked mallards from Final Approach. They come in a 6-pack, and they have different head positions and different postures, and let's run through that. So you get this one that I've been holding this whole time. This is the active. That's a pretty standard mallard floater. A drinker, or no, a feeder drake, sorry. This is the feeder. The detail on these, they just look really good. I like the color on the backs. They're a little bit lighter than the painted decoys, and just the head color, they look really, really, really good, especially on the water. This is the drinker right here. So his head up, you know, something a little different. Rester, which that's a pretty solid pose right there. There's a lot of decoy packs that have that. There's the back, just solid looking paint schemes. And you can tell these have been used. They've got some stuff on them from this morning when I was filming something, but they look really good. So there's your 4 drakes. It comes with 2 hens, so you get a surface feeder hen. That's what she looks like. I like the color on them. This one's a little bit wet, so it's kind of dark, but The hen colors, I think, look really good on the Fully Flocks. And this is the last one in the pack. This is the collar hen. So you get 4 drakes, 2 hens in that 6-pack. And what I like to do is I've got 2 of those 6-packs and I keep them in this. This is my Rogers Toughman 12-slot decoy bag. It's got a cover, drawstring top, shoulder strap. I'll leave a link to that down below if you guys are interested in getting a new decoy bag. I really like that one because there's a little bit extra space with that lid that comes up and you drawstring. You got room to put maybe a spinning wing decoy in there or agitator or something. You know, you get that little extra room. And here's another tip for you guys if you are running Fully Flocks. You can bag them. Bags are the way to go. Helps protect the flocking. Something to be aware of is the flocking can rub off over time, which in my experience, for how much I've used these still look pretty much brand new. I haven't really beat them up much, so just basically rattling around in a decoy sled or in that 12-slot bag, they're looking really good. So these decoys are holding up for maybe the half dozen to dozen times I've used these. So once again, not heavy use, but they seem to be holding up good. And like I said, I like to keep these for when I really need them. I don't use them all the time. Another thing I like to do is I'll use the bag to transport them, and then when I'm unloading the truck to walk in to go hunt, I'll take the decoys out of the bag and just layer them in the bottom of my decoy sled. So it makes packing light really easy. It gives you more confidence in, you know, maybe only bringing a dozen decoys in. In my experience, that's kind of how I've felt when it comes down to using these Fully Flocks. Is if I'm bringing a dozen of them, it's gonna look really good, especially if I can add some movement in there, some water motion decoys, or maybe a spinning wing decoy or jerk rig, something of that nature, just to bump up that extra level. These look really good. That's how I like to use my Fully Flocks. That's what I've got them for. That is the purpose. And they've been holding up really good. So if you guys are looking at getting some Fully Flocked decoys, check out the live Fully Flocked Mallards. They come with flocked hens and flocked drakes in a 6-pack, 4 drakes, 2 hens. I've been loving them. I've got the 48-inch, 4-ounce FA rigs on there. Absolutely love them, but that's a video for another day. So if you guys enjoyed this and you learned something, let me know down in the comments, leave me a like. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe for more content. There's gonna be Waterfowl Wednesdays coming out every week, so make sure to stay tuned for those, and I will catch you guys on the next one.